Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California weather-wise. Today is September 3rd, and right now we're looking at the combination of Doppler radar. As you can see, you got Reno here, here's California, there's Las Vegas. Some interesting flooding going on across some of the areas, including the Burning Man location up here. It's kind of northeast of Reno. And under the gun a little bit here again this morning and early afternoon. As you can see, the axis of next showers continues to creep their way here. The good news is the biggest and heaviest amount should be off to the east. You can see these very heavy rainfall amounts occurring as we speak, and there's even a slight risk for some wind and hail threat out there across Nevada today, as these very strong storms will continue to train across the area. Las Vegas may get a bit of a break today, but it's still kind of included here in the marginal risk, so don't let your guard down completely. Some pretty severe flooding ongoing there yesterday across Las Vegas. Upper level low continues to spin across Northern California, bringing very beneficial rains to a lot of the forest fires there as well. And the monsoon is now going to start coming to an end here, at least for a few days. We'll check out those details as well. We also have a tropical system, a little bit of change showing in some of the track of that system here as well. We'll take a look at the most recent GFS run in a moment. Now let's just go ahead and jump right into the mid-level water vapor loop, and you can see the spin in the atmosphere. Thunderstorms ongoing right now, but there's the next axis here just now starting to kick off some lightning near Reno, possibly headed north towards the Burning Man area here. And again, Las Vegas still could get some heavy rain again today. But yeah, very beneficial overall for the most part as far as getting rid of those fires. Not so much if you're out there at the Burning Man location. This is looking at Southern California. Pretty good rainfall across some of the higher terrain yesterday. Look at Las Vegas. Some areas getting over 2 inches of rain, and it doesn't take much across the desert at all to really flood things. It does not absorb water well out there. So if you could look at some of that urban flooding and the streets just becoming full-fledged rivers, check it out. Pretty good rainfalls up across Utah as well, and some of that monsoon moisture that is winding down here across Arizona. Northern California, look at Redding, up towards 3 inches. A lot of beneficial rain across southern Oregon, Northern California, as I said. Now, this is thunderstorms today, that marginal risk out there, kind of including Reno and the Burning Man area. This goes to about 8 p.m., so the showers will be coming to an end, and by Monday, it should be dry out there across northwest Nevada. But you can see the impacts here just basically off to the east of Sacramento, Yuba City, and Chico, across some of the Sierra Nevada today. This is high surf advisory for Southern California. Check it out. Local sets to 8 feet out there. So just kind of a heads up if you're out on the coastline today. This is where that high surf advisory is. There's also a wind advisory for some gusts up to 60 miles per hour, especially across the higher terrain, some of the desert areas, including Palm Springs there. Today's showers and thunderstorm chances, you can see across Arizona, really bringing this monsoon moisture, winding it down. You can see only 9% chance for Grand Canyon Village. A little bit better the further off to the northwest you go here in the timing, of course, through the afternoon hours. And this Phoenix, Arizona, talk about the drying coming up, significant drying, and then warming up again here as we go on in through next weekend. We'll take a look at that ridge in a moment. And this is looking at Las Vegas. You can see better chances the further you go north. Goldfield, Tonopah kind of under the gun today. Some of the higher terrain to Southern California, but probably not as dramatic across Las Vegas as it has been the last couple of days. This is strong thunderstorms here across some of northern Nevada. It's actually been upgraded to a slight here for some portions of northeast Nevada as well. So pretty powerful thunderstorms moving across north central and northeast on in through Utah and on in through Idaho as well today. This is looking at the European. So this is our upper level trough. You can see Hawaii to the bottom left. There's California right here. Put it into motion. The slow trek of that system off to the east, some residual troughing hanging around as we go through Tuesday. Ridge starts to build. We develop this tropical system down here, and the European keeps saying, yeah, we're going to continue to push this thing off to the west, and it's not going to be much of an issue. The GFS says something different, especially in recent runs. But look at this troughing kind of building here through the extended forecast. So kind of a nice fantasy out here. We'll see how this trends as we go through the next few days. But I want to show you the GFS now. This is the 06 run. Put into motion. There goes our trough. Residual troughing hangs on. Then we start to build this ridge here across some of the southwest. There goes our tropical system. Will it develop into a hurricane? It's a possibility, but you can kind of see it's starting to get a little bit squirrely here, and this thing doesn't take quite the dramatic shift off to the west. The GFS has kind of been back and forth on the track of this storm, and this could merge back with the trough and even come back into the west coast eventually through the extended forecast. But right now, it's just fantasy right now. We're just trying to figure out this thing and get some model confidence on just where it's going, how strong it's going to get. So something to watch here for sure and keep our eyes on over the next few days. Now, This is looking at the European here, last night's run, total precipitation in inches, and you can see some additional rain coming for Burning Man here. How much will it be? It doesn't take much. You start getting up towards another half an inch here, and it's really going to make that place just a complete muddy bog. Well, it already is, but it's just going to make things worse. And you can see the big precipitation amounts happening all the way through. Tomorrow morning, things should be winding down, however. Some big amounts across Salt Lake City here as well. But yeah, Nevada, man, there's going to be a nice bloom out there across some of the deserts. A lot of precipitation here over the last few weeks, as this upper low finally kicks out of the region here as we go through the early portion of this next week coming up. This is looking at 3-hour precipitation. So you see the ongoing storms now across north central, and then you see that next round move up across Reno, potentially towards the Burning Man there. And then you can see the shower activity moving across some of Nevada and eventually shifting off into the east here as we go through Monday morning. So things should really dry out across Nevada here as we go on in through the early portion of next week by Tuesday. Here's that 3-hour precipitation, a little bit closer look. There's Reno down here, and you can see Burning Man would be about right there. And you can see some of this precip, some heavier amounts getting nearby. And the main threat is going to be that first axis of showers here. So hopefully that just completely misses them and you can get those people out of there. Anyway, taking a look here. This is the GFS. Wider look at things here. This is Hawaii, and you can see California there. Precipitable water. There goes our upper level low, spinning moisture up over the region here. Then you can see we dry things out for the monsoon, build this ridge. There goes our tropical system development here as we go through next week. This would be about Thursday night into Friday morning. And you can see you're going to get a bump in relative humidity, if nothing else, probably as the system passes kind of close by there on last night's run. You kind of see it gets hung up there, and some of its moisture starts getting trained back into California. Then it drains this trough here and tries to throw the moisture back at the west coast. We'll see how this goes. This is going to be an interesting system to watch here, because the GFS is not sold that this thing is going to move off to the east. But once the Europeans start showing this thing moving back up into Southern California or Arizona or something, that's when we'll really start to sound the alarm. We have a few days to still figure out where the system is going to go. This is the European as of last night here. The 06Z goes out 144 hours. Doesn't tell us too much, but it does show the system there bringing that relative humidity up across some of Southern California here. But again, it wants to track this westerly versus the GFS. It wants to hang it out here, and then it does who knows what with it after that point. We'll watch that as we go. We have time to figure that out right now. Just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. This is the national blend of models. Nice seasonable temperatures across some of the valley areas. Nice and cool across Nevada with the cloud cover and the low pressure system spinning. Bounce back a little bit as we go through Monday, Tuesday. You can see the temperatures increasing by midweek coming up, and really across the desert areas we start to warm up quite a bit again here as we go through next week. Yeah, I'm going to get the temperatures cranked up here across the desert here as we go. You know, it's only September, still a lot of season to go here with the very warm temperatures, especially across those desert areas. Now looking at Sacramento, you can see the suppressed temperatures with the upper level low. Then we're going to bounce back towards normal. And as we get towards the weekend and early next week, maybe go above average here for a bit. Here's Reno, something similar here. Look at some of these highs today, only into the low to mid 60s here before you start bouncing back towards normal. The average high this time of year for Reno is 86 degrees. Las Vegas, you're in the upper 90s usually, and you might not even get towards the mid 80s here as you go through today and tomorrow. Bakersfield, California, something similar there. That trough having the impacts here across some of the southern valley areas towards Southern California, and you can see Los Angeles, kind of the suppression of temperatures there before maybe a bounce back here as we go through the weekend. Burbank, something similar there, a little bit further inland. Palm Springs, desert areas, look at the warm up coming for you next weekend. Heads up for that. Highs possibly over 110 degrees. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook here. So this goes through September 12th here, and you can see above average signal across much of the west, kind of bullseye across a lot of the south here, the Texas and New Mexico area. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. Big signal there for below average conditions, but this could easily flip-flop depending on how the models trend over the next day or two. Now this is looking at the air quality index. Look at this, doing quite well across California here. I mean, if you were to look at this last winter, you would definitely take it going on into early September. Do have the fires still kind of technically ongoing out there, but they have been dramatically reduced. And this is looking at the HRRR. Check it out. Not much smoke being produced, at least according to the high resolution model. This is going through Monday afternoon here in very nice conditions smoke-wise across much of the state of California, Nevada, and Arizona. And again, we're looking at this percentage of average precipitation. Some of Nevada here seeing easily 200 to 400 plus percent of the normal average precipitation for basically meteorological summer. So yeah, interesting stuff. Hurricane Hillary, and now this upper level trough here really adding to the precipitation here across a lot of Nevada, some northern and northeast California here. And yeah, check it out. You can see the track of Hurricane Hillary really bumping those numbers. You can also see the Bay Area been abnormally dry all the way through September 1st. And yeah, here we go with the yearly temperature. We're going 0.44 above average, big yin and yang, not much change there. And we're looking at June 1st through September 2nd here. And you can see a lot of the country really kind of above average here, 0.8 above average for this time frame here, meteorological summer basically. But anyway, yeah, if you're out there at Burning Man and you somehow get to watch this video here, watch out for that next round of showers here moving through late this morning and early this afternoon. After that shower band goes through, it should be getting better. You might get some residual shower activity. Should be not as heavy, though, as we go through tonight into tomorrow. And it should be drying out across much of Nevada by the time you get in towards Monday and Tuesday here. So good news on that front. But anyway, we'll watch that next ridge build. We'll watch that next tropical system roll around down here and see what the models say. You know, they're going to come to some kind of agreement here over the next day or two, most likely, or we'll at least have a better idea of what's going to happen with that. But anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys then.